All right, it is a little after 5, and we will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Kim has announced that she will be here. She's had an assignment out of town someplace, and so she's on the road again. Traffic, right. Davey is in the same position, but farther out, I guess, so he may not be here, but Kim will be here shortly. All right, open forum. Do we have anyone? No one, okay. Going on to number 4, celebrating district successes. Employee of the month, 3 of them. 3 months.
We will start, since Robert's here, we'll start with him. And
Perfect.
the April Employee of the Month here is Robert Jackson, a new hall monitor at the high school this year. The person wrote in, Robert has a rapport with the students of ALHS. He is always a smiling face in the hallways and is respectful to everyone he meets. Robert tries really hard to make ALHS a better place to learn and work. I'm in complete agreement with that. It's been great to have Robert on our staff, just to keep those students moving into classrooms and keep them going. So Robert's been a great addition to our staff. So congratulations,
Thank you.
Robert.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm gonna look right over there. There you go. Thank you.
I can testify that that is not an easy job.
Paige, come on up. This is, this is Paige Shaw. She's our administrative assistant at the Area Learning Center. Paige is such an asset to the ALC. Her ability to talk with students is amazing. Students who may be stressed or upset about something often go back to class with a changed mindset after a conversation with Paige. They also love to share good news with her as well. She's a welcoming face to students and staff every day. Her contribution to the ALC is so positive. We all appreciate what Paige does for us. And she really can turn a kid's attitude and mindset and ability to have a good day around just by being who she is. So thank you, Paige.
Thank you. So Randy's not here yet, but maybe when he comes. Okay, thank you.
No problem. We will move on to the next item, which is to approve today's agenda. And a motion to that effect.
I'll make a motion.
Moved by Mr. Finley. Second. Any questions or discussions on that? All right, hearing none, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next, consent items. You've all had an opportunity to examine them in detail. You do quite a number of them.
Chair, I will be abstaining since I'm part of that.
What, so, yeah, that should be, anything else? All right, entertain a motion to approve the consent items.
So moved.
Wilson? Any other discussion, questions? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next. Reports, beginning with Superintendent Whitehair.
Thank you, Chair, directors. Our student representatives aren't here, but I hope they're getting prepared for whatever activities in this last week and community. Welcome. I want to begin with our mission statement to ensure individual academic, social, emotional growth that leads to engaged citizens and lifelong learners. Always learning, celebrating, and I'd like to say congratulations to Robert and Paige and Randy when he gets here. You definitely exemplify our values here at Albert Lee, so congratulations and thank you. Continuing with celebrations, in the update, I just want to recognize and congratulate the class of 2023. It's our last board meeting before this great opportunity and adventure on Friday evening to celebrate the success of our seniors. This will be the first graduating class that I get to recognize as superintendent, and they're definitely amazing. In reflection today of all the accomplishments of this senior class, it's just been a privilege to serve them. So I just want to say congratulations to them and be a formal opportunity Friday evening. I hear the weather's going to be nice out on Hammerfield, so looking forward to that. But wish all of them well and after Friday night.
All right.
With that, transitioning into summer break, this will be also our last board meeting before summer break, and just want to encourage all of our students to read for enjoyment, read for information, read to a family member, read to your pet, read whenever. Just read, and enjoy summer. You've given a lot this year, students and staff, but our students, I really want you to take time for yourselves and take time to find a place to read what you enjoy. But reading, we know, is very important over the summer. And finally, as you enjoy your summer, just wrote a quick note to staff, students, and caregivers. Thank you for an amazing school year. Looking forward to the next school year. Until then, I hope to see you around the community. All my best wishes, Superintendent Wagner. So wish you well through the summer. That's my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Superintendent Wagner. Let's start with Bruce, this side of the table.
Yeah, I had a busy month here. I attended the Freeborn County Collaborative meeting. We approved a new mission statement to begin with. Then we approved 2 funding requests. It was a training request for $4,576 to the school counselors and probation officers. They're gonna take some training on how to prevent students from sexting and the dangers and consequences of. Did you get that right, sexting? I had to take another look when, they're trying to prevent kids and the dangers and consequences thereof for sending inappropriate pictures or videos. And then the second request from Southwest Active Youth for $1,900, and they're going on an anti-vaping campaign. I was also attended the Hawthorne Elementary School Excellence Celebration. It was a very nice event. 3 students got up and gave what they liked about Hawthorne, and it was just amazing how they talked about that. So I'd like to congratulate again the staff and the students at Hawthorne Elementary. That's it.
Dave?
Just a couple things. We had our annual meeting for the state MSBA and just set budgets, strategic plan, implementation, things like that. It's a 2-day event in St. Peter last week. And then also been a little bit busy with some baseball games lately. And it's kind of fun. I mean, you start out the year and you don't win a game, and now you're 7-7 and you're sitting at 5th in the Big 9, which we haven't been for a long time, and 17th in the state power rankings. Now, I don't know how that all equates out at the end, and I'm gonna knock on wood, but the kids have really worked hard. I don't think we had over 2 or 3 that had any significant varsity experience, so really done a nice job. It's been a lot of fun, and we just don't tell them what we're doing. We just let them kind of think nothing's going on other than they're looking for a little white thing flying through the air that they hit. So, that's it.
Thank you, Gary.
I had the pleasure of attending the retirement luncheon with Neil, and that was very nicely done, very professional, and a lot of appreciation expressed to retiring staff, so it was good to be a part of that. With Dave here, I just really appreciate the communication from the School Board Association at the state level, just the communication online and the updates legislatively. I mean, I appreciate it, and I want you to hear that too. This isn't necessarily a school board related thing, but I had the pleasure of being the entertainment speaker for the Navy Alumni and Nurses Club last Saturday, and 4 of our students received a $1,000 scholarship each from that group, and I told the head, I said, I appreciate the fact that you're doing $1,000, because $500 in college covers maybe 2.5 textbooks. So, but I had a chance to meet the parents, meet the students, and it was really a privilege to speak to them. I was so impressed with those young people, especially with graduation Saturday. They are truly ready to just take on the world and go to college, and it was just fun to talk with them about their plans. So that's my update.
Thank you, Gary. Angie.
All right, I attended the curriculum committee meeting last month. Very good meeting. We spent quite a bit of time talking about the purpose of the curriculum committee and how to get more people involved in it. We also had a chance to look at some possible future curriculum for English material, so that was good to look at. And then I also attended the Big Nine Music Festival at the end of April, and that was just amazing. I've never experienced that in my life, and it was incredible that these students could be that professional sounding. So very grateful for that, and I'm looking forward to graduation.
Kim.
Thank you. Sorry, I was a little late. But I attended the Business Ed Committee meeting, and that, to remind everybody, that's part of the it's a committee of the chamber. And so a couple things that we talked about that affect the school district. We talked a lot about the goals and partnership for the Albert Lee Greater Education Project, which we now are just going to be, it's just going to be part of the Business Ed Committee, working with Jeff and his team, just on those initiatives around workforce development and how industry and school district and higher ed and little ed can all come together to make those things happen. We also got an update from John on community ed trainings that are available specifically for the members of the chamber, and maybe some partnerships in the future with the chamber. And then we just talked a lot about what can that committee do to let people know we exist. And so one of the things is having a set article in the newspaper and being intentional about what we're putting in there. So look for that next year, next fall. And that's it for me.
Thank you. I can have those that attended meetings with me, like Angie, comment on the event. I was also at that meeting, and I was at with Gary at the retirement luncheon, which is always it's always a pleasant experience. Kind of bittersweet. I know those people love what they're doing, and they don't really enjoy the prospect of not doing it anymore. Some of us can relate to that, but at the same time, you look around and you wonder, what am I doing with all these kids? And they're not talking about the students, it's the staff, and so you just want to get out of the way. And we have some remarkable people who are now making that move, and as our students, it's not a graduation, it's a commencement. The retirees are moving into another beginning. I also attended an event that I don't know if any of you referenced, and that was the awards evening. I think it was the 3rd of the month. And especially scholarships, our recognition of some of our graduates in terms of the Honor Society and things like that, but mostly it's scholarships. And I was there as a board member, giving 2 scholarships from the school board, but mostly I was there as a representative of the Education Foundation, and the foundation serves as a custodian for many of the scholarships that are offered. Oftentimes, someone connected with the scholarship gives the award, but in lieu of that, someone from the foundation presents the award, and someone from the foundation who normally presents the awards wasn't there. So I got to give about 17 of them, which I did in rapid fire. It was fun because, sometimes they get a little lengthy, but I kept it short. All right, if I'm under a cloud tonight somewhat, I arose at 3:15 this morning and got on a jet plane and flew back to Minnesota from Baltimore, so. Oh, one more for.
Sorry about that. I also had the opportunity, just from the work that I do, I get to be part, or have the privilege to be part of the commencement ceremonies for Riverland Community College, and I saw a lot of familiar faces with the graduates, but also some faces that are going to receive another degree, their high school diploma this Friday. So that's pretty impressive, that dual enrollment that happens for them. So that was pretty kind of proud to be not just on the school board, but just having that relationship that we have with our community college. So thank you.
Moving on, down the agenda, we do not have a teacher representative or a student representative. Safe and healthy schools, nothing there. Curriculum and instruction, nothing there. Effective and efficient operation. We have a resolution to enter into a solar contract. I walked into the building with the gentleman making that presentation. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, so, Board Chair Score and board members, I'd like to introduce Rich Raggetts from Ideal Energies. He came and spoke to us just about a year ago about the Halverson and Southwest Middle School projects, which the Department of Commerce, it's been a really long, drawn-out process, but the construction on those is starting, we believe, this week. And so Rich is going to talk to you about a round 2 opportunity that we have with our high school.
Thank you, Jennifer. Yeah, Rich Raggetts from Ideal Energies. Here to talk to you about the round 2 of this program. Again, this project was preliminarily awarded a $102,000 grant to do a additional solar project out at the high school. And our company, we've been around since 2010. And we've done over 600 of these on-site solar arrays around the state. We're up to, I think, 160 schools to date, with 40 more that we're going to be doing this year. And we're vertically integrated. We do everything needed to put these together and energize them in-house. On to the next slide. Here's just kind of a list of some of the schools we've done around the state and an array. Okay. Again, more of our customers that we've done. Actually, Dr. Funk that was here, we are now doing 2 projects with Stillwater Public Schools where he went to. So that's another good one. And so the program is the Solar for Schools Outstate. It's utilities other than Xcel Energy. And your Freeborn Mauer utility has some pretty high rates, which means that you guys are going to be a pretty good saver with the project here. Again, how we structure this is there's no money up front. You guys would own the array day one. We would monetize everything behind the scenes to help pay for the array. And you guys would, starting year 1, would save 63% on the energy that's created from the solar array. And we operate and maintain the solar array during the payback and provide educational materials that hopefully will be incorporated into the classroom so that kids can learn about renewable energy. Here's just an idea of where this project could be located. It takes up about 4,000 square feet of rooftop space, and we can put it up wherever the best spot is. We'll work with Steve Anderson to make sure that we get the right spot. And then here's kind of how we're showing the 63% savings. So you have energy that's created. We pay rent so that we can monetize the tax credit behind the scenes. So we pay you $50 annually. So there's the total revenue there. And then you pay us a portion of that revenue each year. The insurance expense is shown there. You have to get a rider on your insurance policy, and then you have total expenses there. And I'm not able to read the numbers here, but you're showing a savings each year as it's paid off over a 20-year period, and you end up with a nice number at the end of it from all the electrical savings. And then we also provide the curriculum that's up to the 3 current learning standards that can be used for 5th and 6th grade science and the high school. Some fun stuff that hopefully you guys will be able to utilize. And we also provide a live monitoring platform that's web-based so that you can have it on your phone or a computer screen or a screen in the lobby, and kids can learn about what it's doing each day, monthly, annually, and kind of shows you some feel-good stuff of how much CO2 was saved as a result of this and how many equivalent trees were planted as a result of the solar. And so I'm here to ask for your permission to do this round 2 project, and hope you guys agree, and here for questions.
All right, thank you, Rich. Let's put a motion on the table, and then we can ask questions. It is an action item. Do I hear a motion to approve this resolution? Moved and seconded by Bruce and Kim. Now, questions.
What's the maintenance on it for us?
There's no maintenance. In fact, during the 20-year term, we take care of the maintenance during the payback.
What's the lifespan?
40 years. There's a 25-year warranty, and actually, a lot of the manufacturers are going to a 30-year warranty. There's no moving parts with the system. It's self-cleaning, so you put it up there, and it should just create energy for you.
Are they flat or at an angle, or would they be visible from the ground?
It's a 10-degree angle pitch that's directly south-facing. So, and it's set back 10 feet from the roof edge, so you may or may not see it depending on what the topography's like.
How are they passing the roof?
It's self-ballasted, so there's, we have a structural engineer on staff, so we look at your specific longitude and latitude, and we'll put concrete blocks on trays that are on top of foam pads that, based on what your snow and wind loads are.
So there's no penetration through the roof?
No penetrations.
What percentage of our energy consumption for high school will this provide?
This is a pretty small solar array. That's what's allowed through the utility right now. We're working on trying to get that changed so we can do larger systems. So this will take, it'll probably, I don't know the number exactly, but it's probably 5 or less than 10% of your energy.
So it would be possible without those restrictions to have considerably more panels and providing considerably a higher percent of our total.
Yes, there's 3 utilities currently in the state, Xcel Energy, Conexus, and Minnesota Power, that you can do larger arrays. And we have 2 lobbyists that we're working to hopefully get these other utilities to step up and allow us and other people to do larger arrays.
Can you add on to this current system if this would change down the road?
Yes.
And is there any opportunity to put it on the ground? Like just, and of course, you're maintaining, it's not a big deal, but I know rooftop is always an interesting maintenance situation on buildings. You know, the roof is always a consideration. But just getting people up there to fix it, but obviously you can do that, so.
Yeah. Well, we generally don't do ground-mounted arrays at schools because kids can get easier access to it, and usually the ground is pretty valuable for kids to use and play.
Chair, thank you. I just wanted to add, as we as Albert Lea continue to contribute and lower reduce the amount of footprint as well as educate our students, and there's a cost savings. I think it's a benefit for us as a district holistically as we look at the financial, but it's also the educational opportunity for our students to learn about solar power as well.
Any other questions? what happens after, how long is this arrangement? Is it 40 years? I see there's a 40 on the bottom line.
It's a 20-year arrangement with us, and
Okay.
it'll last another 20 years after
Okay,
that.
and what happens after that?
Well, there's no hazardous materials in the solar panels. If you wanted to not use it anymore, somebody would, either you could recycle it and probably somebody would come and take,
But we could continue using it
yeah,
indefinitely, and,
Yep.
but we'd be responsible for the maintenance.
yeah.
Another question, roofs in general routinely need repair every 20 years or so. I would assume that these structures are such that they would allow for easy removal or working around them in order to repair a roof in that eventuality.
Correct. And there's cotter pins, you can pull the cotter pin out and flop the panel back if you had to get under, but they're self-ballasted, so you can move them around pretty easily.
Okay, any other?
One other question, so after 20 years, does the rental rate increase then from Ideal Energy to us, or stay the same?
You're done with us, so you get all 100% of the energy.
We'd hire you though for maintenance if we had any problems with them after 20 years?
Yes, you could do that.
Been moved and seconded that we approve this resolution. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Congratulations, you're on.
Thank you.
Thank
Appreciate it.
you. All right, item 10-2, temporary and probationary licensed teachers. Kathy.
Chair Score, Directors, Superintendent, there's a resolution to non-renew temporary and probationary teachers who have out-of-field permissions, variances which allow them to teach something other than what they're currently licensed in. These staff members all knew when they were hired that they would be non-renewed at the end of this school year, and all received notice on Friday of this non-renewal. They all are eligible to apply back for their positions. We have to post their positions anywhere from 15 to 60 days. And if someone with the license applies, we would need to explain to Pelsby or why we would hire these folks over somebody who is licensed. So we have to monitor that. That's it.
All right, once again, it's an action item, so before we ask questions, let's get a motion on the table.
I'll move to approve the resolution.
Moved to approved and seconded. Now, questions. And you partially answered my question. I'm assuming that this action is a result of a pre-arrangement, and so really it's inevitable. But it doesn't preclude the possibility that these people might be working for us again next year.
Yeah, most likely. So these are special educations, currently staff working on special education licenses or working on a English learner license, and I believe we have an art teacher. These are hard-to-fill positions, and these people are licensed but not in this area, and so we're allowed to get them an out-of-field permission to teach in other areas.
Any other questions? All right, hearing none, it has been moved and seconded that we approve this resolution. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
It appears as if we have exhausted the agenda. Bruce, is that fast enough for you? But Jesse, grandson Jesse would approve that. The meeting is adjourned.
The choir concert